Good afternoon. This is Catherine in New Zealand. Look at the camera. So it's just after 2:30 on Thursday the 19th of June 2014, and I'm making this video for a number of reasons. It ties in a little bit to video number, from memory, 14491. Anyway, I bought, over the years I've bought a number of second-hand cameras, and back in late 2011 I bought this one. This is a JVC GC FM1, and I got it. It was sort of like new. It was supposed to be an ex-warranty repair one, and there's the screen there. It's the thing that lets it down is the screen, but it's great. It does HD. As you see in a normal room lighting, you can see the screen all right. It does, or it does VGA. So it does 1080 or 720 or VGA or QVGA, which is just very low quality video, but I use that as like a sound or voice recorder, or still pictures up to 8 megapixel. So this lives in my bag. So it's always on me to film things if I don't have another better camera. I would. This is the backup camera. Okay. Anyway, I've been keeping an eye out on Trade Me, which is the auction site similar to eBay, and I every now and then buy some old cameras or some old camera parts or something like that. Saw one advertised the other day. I thought, okay, so I bid on it, and it had one poor quality picture, still picture for the advertisement, and it was just this. Okay, and I was able to read just barely with a magnifying glass by the screen sort of thing that it was VHS-C, so that's fine. I've already got two VHS-C cameras. One of them, the battery's good enough for a few minutes if it's charged up, but they both work fine if you plug them in. One of them came with an adapter. But anyway, so it was $1. I bid $1 on it. No one else bid. I got it for $1. So, and they said they said that they had no battery at all. That the battery had got lost. It would be broken anyway or worn out. But that it would be. But they had a charger and they had some tapes. So anyway, I went to pay my $1, expecting that and some tapes and a charger. When I got there, they came out with this bag. So that's instantly made me feel a bit happier. Okay, it's got the charger, sort of thing. And as anyone from Australia or New Zealand will know, that is not going to fit into your wall socket. Not in Australia, New Zealand or the Pacific. But it came with one of these multi adapters. So I think this does most of the round the world ones. Japan, US, England, and so anyway. So this is all $1, mind you. So there we go. 2 brand new video cassette tapes, VHS-C, still in the cellophane wrapping, as you can see. They've not even been out of the cellophane. I only just got this back in the box. Now with these old cameras, so you could play them into an old TV and watch what you'd done, they often needed an adapter to give an RF radio signal, so you can plug it into the television aerial socket, because some of the old TVs, of course, didn't have AV, audio and video sockets. So it's got one of these things with an aerial type socket and a special multi-pin plug that just fits like this camera. So it's that came in its original carton with its original instruction book for this part of it, at least. I'll get that back in there. I'll put that back in after. It came with one of these leads. Now I've actually made up one of these, but I've got these of my own for the other VHS-C cameras. This is the, I don't know what you want to call that end, but it's a 3.5 end. I think it's 3.5 or whatever, 4.5 at both ends. This is so that if you don't have the battery, you can connect into the battery charger unit and connect into the back of the camera and just run it straight off the electric. So that's good. They often get lost. That one didn't get lost. And I must say, when I got it home, I was a little bit disappointed. I've plugged it in using that lead and that, and it doesn't seem to want to turn on. It has a little bit of a hernia and flickers a bit but doesn't turn on. And so it could be anything. That's a space there where the battery actually clips in, so it wouldn't be very ergonomic holding that, because normally your palm cups around the battery. So there we go, you're cupping around air. But given that even more modern cameras often don't have, like the high definition one I'm filming this thing on today, doesn't have a socket to put in headphones or socket to put in an auxiliary microphone. So that's good going for some 20 odd years ago. But anyway, so it doesn't seem to work at all. And that would be a bit upsetting, although for $1, I mean, even in my very economical car, which is almost as economical as a Toyota Prius hybrid, it cost me more than $1 to go and drive there to pick it up. But it came with this thing. Now, I've not seen these sold separately, but I think you'd probably be fair to say they'd sell for about $30 or $40 each. Normally, if they had advertised this and had a photo of this with the camera, it would have gone for very much more money, I think. People often sell these separate, and I think you'll find they'll get 30 or 40 for them, alright? What happens with this, and I don't have a tape out of the packet with me at the moment, but you put this in there. This takes a little AA battery, and then it goes and it winds the tape all around here, and then you can play this in a normal videotape machine that takes the big tape. So these almost always get lost or broken, or some idiot's left a flat battery in there to leak acid and ruin them. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if that $1 camera doesn't go, because as well as the bag and some cables, I've got a $30 or $40 adapter. Because I've got one adapter to go with my other two cameras. Well, now I can put this with the other camera that works if I wanted. Okay, so there's that one. And I was keeping an eye out, and I came across another one advertised. This was a local pawnbroker, so I went and looked at the camera first because it was close by. Technically high definition. It is a cheaper one. I think it's a sort of higher end kids camera that you buy for little kids. I have seen these things news advertised about $80 each, so I paid $28 for it, and I think I definitely paid too much, but anyway. Technically it's high definition, or it can be rated down to VGA. This also had, whether or not it came with a charger initially, I don't know. And yep, we got plenty of battery there. So, but this also came with an SD card. I think it's a 4GB. It was already full up, so I actually copied everything off it. Had a bit of a sneaky look, and then wiped the card. But this one actually charges with USB, with a USB, and I actually checked that at the because they actually in the advertisement they said, you know, camera for sale, no charger. So I thought, wow, that people aren't going to want that. And I actually said, when I was being shown it, that and it had a USB cable, I said, can you plug this into your computer? And she plugged it in, and we could see it was charging. So that was, anyway, so it came with a USB cable, the one with the little compact end, which is fairly common. That's the size of end that charges my JVC as well. Anyway, so this, I did a test recording. Yeah, the picture quality's fine, but the coloration, or the colour, whatever you want to call it, the colour tint seems a long way wrong to me. So anyway, I think I paid too much for it, but anyway, it does seem to go good. So that's that. And there was another camera I kept an eye out for, because I thought if I get another one of these very compact ones, I could mail it to a friend. So, because it wouldn't cost much. So I kept an eye out, and here was a Samsung. Now it actually went round, and it went round one auction cycle and no one bid on it at all. It was $15 plus $5 postage if you don't live up in the North Island. So there we go. It's Samsung. It's basically the same as it's just Samsung's version of the JVC. But just a point, the JVC, to control it, the joystick type controls, is quite positive buttons. They actually move. It's actually plastic of some kind. It actually moves. Okay. With this JVC, with the Samsung, you turn it on here. Okay, that's fine. There we go. That's all working. But then to control it, you've got this. Let's try to get a good shot of that. Whether you want to call them soft touch buttons or membranous buttons, and they are truly, truly dreadful. This is the worst camera I've ever had the misfortune to even try to use. I have managed, and I've done a test recording, which is at number 491 on the YouTube, and the results are pretty excellent. But it's just so fiddly to use. So I managed to muster up enough patience to reset it to factory default, to and to work it all out. But I would not be sending that on to a friend of mine to use. This one, although the coloration I was unhappy with, but the actual clarity of picture and the sound and all that seemed to be fine. So although it's somewhat bigger, I think I'd go with this one. Just a point, this one, it's marketed as an Audiosonic, which probably means it's made in the dark side of the moon or something. So the card is in here. You prick it with your fingernail for it to pop out. So that's a memory card. It should probably have a faster card. It's a 4GB card, but it's only a class 4, and that's generally considered not acceptable, not fast enough for 720 or for HD of any kind. This one also, if you want to play them, because it hasn't got the original lead that came with it, if you want to play it, you have to take the card out, put it in a computer and do it that way. This one plays through the USB lead into a computer, or through the AV lead, which is this common one. I haven't run away. This is a common one. You can buy them for $1 or something, or they come with lots of other cameras, and as you see, it's got a standard fitting, what do they call that? Tip and 3 rings, and audio video. So that's fine. You can get out this way. You can get output through the mini HDMI. This one, you can only get out live footage as you're watching it, or as you're filming it, or whatever, or to playback using Samsung's proprietary lead that came with it when it was new, and obviously they've always got lost, and that one's got lost. So you have to take the card out and put it in your computer and do that. And it's the same with this one. You can't watch it through the USB. The USB is only there to charge it. So that's my haul. So little bit disappointed that this doesn't seem to want to turn on. I could fiddle around with it for a while and maybe, but the charger does seem to be working. So yeah, really I just can't be bothered. But I'm happy with what I got for the rest of the $1. These tapes alone, you can still buy them, but they're about $10 or $15 each or something like that. So 2 of them still in their wrappers. I'm pretty happy with that. And it's a good big bag that can have another camera in it someday. Some compartments there, seems to be good. Okay, well that was all. And I can't show you the camera that you're being filmed on, but it's the Panasonic HC V100, I think, which is a more typical camcorder. And I might take a photo of one another time and take a video of it and put it up there. So that's all. This is Catherine signing out. Oh, and it's cold here today. I went out earlier, so I thought I'll leave my neat clothes on when I came back in instead of wearing my scruffy house clothes, which help to keep me warm because our electricity is so expensive, so I can't afford to heat the place. But that's cool. It's 11 degrees out today, and yeah, I'll upload this. It seems to run for about 10 minutes, I think. I think that's long enough. I've waffled on. So here we go. So the short version, won't be sending this to any friend anytime soon, because it's just too frustrating to have to deal with, unless you've got a friend with a lot of patience. This one, the colour was a wee bit disappointing to me, but the actual clarity picture in that was good, so that might get sent away to someone as a present at some later stage. And because I've got other better cameras. And I'm very glad to have this in my bag all day, every day. Goes out with me. When I stop somewhere, there's a fire alarm, there's a car crash, there's a whatever else, it's there, and it does acceptable stills and acceptable video. But in a side-by-side comparison, or if you ask my opinion, this one or this one, sorry, the controls on this are just too fiddly. Now maybe this has had a hard life, but I'm sorry, this one's just, it loses out on the fiddly controls. If you've got one and the controls work really good, good on you. This one here, I'd recommend it as a little mini camcorder to be carried as like a spare. Don't go, filming a wedding or filming your next feature film on it. But for a little miniature thing to have in your pocket, in your bag, in your backpack, in your whatever else, great wee thing. Over and out.